And those Democrats treated him badly, very unfair. That was an unfair deal. From the second the Supreme Court vacancy opened, Democrats were on a heartless campaign of political and personal destruction. It was disgraceful. Before he was even chosen, before I even knew who I was going to pick, they were saying horrible things about my candidate. I said, I haven't picked anyone yet. With great people. That was terrible. What they did was terrible. And what they did to Brett Kavanaugh and his beautiful family is a national disgrace that will not be soon forgotten. Remember that.
That's right. It's going to cost you, motherfuckers.
Come Election Day, Americans will remember Kavanaugh. And they will remember all sorts of other things because that was a shameful act. And there are many other shameful acts, including what they're doing to our border by saying we're not going to give you the laws that you need to protect our country. But we're taking it and we're doing it, and we have great things happening. This will be an election of Kavanaugh, the caravan, law and order, and common sense. That's what it's going to be. Law and order, Kavanaugh. Remember common sense. And remember, it's going to be an election of the caravan. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And now we're starting to find out, and I won't say it 100%, I'll put a little tiny question mark at the end, but we're probably not going to need it, but we have the fake news back there. Fake news. But a lot of money's been passing to people to come up and try and get to the border by Election Day because they think that's a negative for us. Number one, they're being stopped. And number two, regardless, that's our issue. So this is the problem with them. They have one thing, they stick together. They vote together. They're bad politicians. They have horrible policy. They hate ICE. They don't like our military. They don't like our vets. They're always fighting us on that.
They don't like
they have
our
lousy
cops.
policy. The one thing, they stick together. But they wanted that caravan, and there are those who say that caravan didn't just happen. It didn't just happen. A lot of reasons that caravan, 4,000 people, but I just want to thank the Mexican government because they're stopping it, hopefully, before it ever gets to Mexico. As you know, I'm willing to send the military to defend our southern border if necessary.
You do it, baby.
All caused because of the illegal immigration onslaught brought by the Democrats because they refuse to acknowledge or to change the laws they like.
Coming to you from Wyoming, and today's date is October 31st, and it is Halloween. It must be Halloween because the spooks are out in force. You've got Nancy Pelosi claiming that they're going to take the House and the Senate and they're going to win and blah, 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 blah. Well, you know, I don't know what they're running on because it's not the economy because the economy is doing fine. It's not jobs because jobs are being created. It's not our tax breaks because they want to take them back. It's not the Russia story anymore because that's fallen flat. Have you ever noticed everything that they accuse the Republicans, meaning people like me and Trump and others, of doing, they actually did. And they actually tried to do. And I'm hoping and I'm praying for all of you guys, make sure you get to the polls and vote. Because it does us no good to put Trump in the White House if we can't hold both the houses. They will throw monkey wrenches in on everything we try to do for the next 2 years. And we know that. That's why this is a crucial vote. I'm hoping that Trump's rallies are rallying up the troops enough to get our butts to the voting polls. I know I did. And I'm damn proud that I voted down ballot. And I will vote down ballot here on the 6th. And I won't let a Democrat become my governor, Mary Throne. I'm not impressed with her. I think if she took the stick out of her ass and showed us who she really was instead of this phony bitch that she portrays herself as. And I think I'll stick with Mark Gordon for that. At least I know who he is, and he's been around enough that I've seen him in action, both in social life and in public life and in private life. So I'll stick with Mark Gordon. I'll stick with John Barrasso for my senator, Liz Cheney, and Chuck Gray for my representative for House up here in Wyoming. And I would like to see Pat Sweeney have a challenger. The man hasn't done anything for my district here in 58. In fact, I don't even know what the guy looks like anymore because I've never seen him even once come out and talk to the folks that live out this way. So, but anyway, getting back to the point here, it's very important that we get out and vote, guys, especially down there in them swing states, Florida, Mississippi, or Missouri, Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia. Don't let that woman become governor. Her and Oprah could have an eating contest, and then they could kick a football between the bitch's teeth. Okay? She has nothing going for Georgia other than she's going to play the black card and the woman card. But does a black woman who is bad for our policies deserve to be in office? I say she doesn't. In fact, I would call this the year of the predator woman in the Democrat Party. You've got Kamala Harris, who has done some pretty unsavory things as a prosecutor in California. She's got a bad history. She's got a bad temper. She's got a bad attitude. She's definitely a predator. I wouldn't vote for her if you paid me. Elizabeth Warren, the screaming banshee, you know, Hillary Clinton's pal. I got no love for her either. She's crazy. She's like a female version of Bernie Sanders, just as flippin' crazy as he is. We can't go back to putting the chains back around our wrists in our business, in our personal lives, in our finances, in our freedoms, in our rights. We cannot put those chains back on. That's why it's very, very important that you get out and vote. And you vote down ticket. If you can vote for your county commissioner and he's a Republican, vote for him. If he's a city council member and he's a Republican, vote for him. If he's a state representative and he's a Republican, vote for him. But be careful of the fake Republican. You can pick them out if you vet them out a little bit. Do a little research. You can find out if they're real or not. Because, I mean, granted, we don't need any more fake rhinos. We've got plenty of those. And thank God Corker's leaving, Flake's leaving. I hope Murkowski leaves in 2022 when she's up for election. We've got a bunch of fake ones. And we can get rid of those in 2020. Most of them anyway. But right now, we can get rid of a bunch of dirty Democrats. 33 Congress seats. Do you know what that means? That means we could destroy the Democrat Party for generations if we do this right. They will not have power for years. And it may buy us just enough time to save America. And that's what we're hoping. Is that we, by not voting for any of these dirty Democrats, God, I can't think of one that doesn't lie to you. I watch these committee meetings and these Senate hearings and stuff. They're awful. They're rude. They're crude. They're self-serving. They're big fat babies. Like that Cicerone that was flapping his lips on television today. He's a wop, you know, out of New York. And he thinks he's this big hot shit. And he's not. He's a moron. Ever watch him in committees? Why would somebody vote for a fucking moron? I just don't get that. And to keep accusing our side of all of these so-called hate speech, I don't know, but I don't think it was a Republican on the ball field that shot Scalise. And I don't think it was a Republican that was in the hotel in Vegas that mowed down 52 people. Or the Pulse nightclub. Or Columbine. None of this. Had nothing to do with the Republican Party. These are all their crazy liberal Democrats These guys are the ones that are out in the streets rioting and burning cars and wearing pussy hats and women's march. Fuck you, bitch. I like my car door open, and I love my man. And you know what? I don't need you to tell me how to feel about anything. Anything. So, this is why it's important. You guys got to get out and vote. You've got to support our president, because there's no point in having the White House if we don't have the rest. This will be the first time in 80 years that we've held all three houses. 80 years. And isn't that about the right time that, if you start thinking about it, we haven't had a real president in five presidents. They were all phony. They were all bought, paid for, fucking Sorrow puppets. All of them. Trump can't be bought. That's why they keep threatening his life. That's why they keep threatening court cases. That's why because they know they can't buy him. And I worry for him and his family, because they make threats. That crazy bitch, Kathy Gifford, or Kathy, whatever her name was, holding up Trump's head. The Hamilton play. You know, the smoke on the plane with Milena the other day. The spider that was on Trump's back when Pastor Burns caught it and killed it. All of these have been attempts to scare the president and to make threats. You know, rape his wife, molest his child. Does that sound like somebody that needs to be in office in our government? Sounds to me like they need to be in the nut house or Gitmo Bay. Gitmo. And look at the Democrat Party. There's not a one under 50 that's in power. Not a one. All of them are so old. That's your Democrat Party. Old establishment. Don't take my money away. Don't take my freebies away. Don't convict me of a crime, even though I'm guilty. If you dug into the Democrats' background, you could find more crimes than you know what to do with. And I hope Jeff Sessions is doing just that. And I hope when the military tribunal gets going, that we see a whole lot of these fuckers go to prison. From Obama and his entire administration to Hillary Clinton and all of her pals, including pedophile John Podesta and Joe Biden. All of those fuckers are guilty. So, anyway, this is why you guys have to get out and vote. You have to get out there and let's save America. This is all balls, no kidding. And what they're trying to do right now is they're fucking with the banking system. So that all of the pluses that we've gained, they're going to raise interest rates and people aren't going to buy cars and the economy's going to slow down. And I think Trump will take care of that after the midterms. Granted, he put the guy in, he can take the guy out. And I think he will. He's going to do some housekeeping after midterms. All we need to do is make sure he's got a majority in the House and the Senate, and a big majority. 10 and 12. I want 12 Congress seats, and I want at least 15 representative seats. Then we don't have to worry about these stupid rhinos. Their power will be gone, too, because we'll still have good guys to take up the slack of their piss-poor voting. So anyway, Nancy Pelosi made her prediction today that they're going to take the House. Of course, she made a prediction last time, too, that Hillary was going to win. And she didn't. And then Donald Trump would never be president. Well, that didn't work out too well either. I say send the bony bitch packing. If there's somebody out there running against that bitch in California, get your name out there. I'll pass it everywhere I can in California. I have lots of friends in California, and frankly, they're sick of these guys. They're sick of Camilla. They're sick of Nancy Pelosi. They're sick of Adam Schiff. They're sick of that Attorney General. All of them. They're sick of Jerry Brown. California is a shithole. It used to be nice. I mean, I lived out there in the 80s. And back then, it was just the Iranians owned everything. Now, Americans don't own anything. It's all owned by foreigners because that's where they all flock is California. And the illegals. I mean, when you got to get a map from your city council so that you don't go in areas where people are shitting in the streets, that's pretty sad. That's your Nancy Pelosi. That's your Kamala Harris. That's your Adam Schiff. Okay? So, think about it, guys. And, you know, I love America, and I love my president. I got on board the Trump train the minute I heard he announced. The minute. I knew this is exactly what the country needed, was a level-headed, unbought, unpaid for, unpuppet businessman. And we got him. Now we got to do our part and help him. So, good luck all, and Patriots, stay strong. Pay attention. This next year is going to be a doozy if we pull this off. Going to be a lot of people going to jail. And then we'll know what it was really about.